Good program up there, so we'll see what we can get together. Let's, real quick here, Andy, let's go ahead and get in our underwriters here for tonight. We'd like to thank these folks. Excuse me. We'd like to thank these folks for underwriting tonight's contest. McGregor Furniture in downtown Columbia City. McGregor Furniture features 2 full floors of living room, bedroom, and dining room furniture. That's McGregor Furniture in Columbia City for all of your shopping needs. Star Financial Bank, a full-service bank with branches in Columbia City, South Whitley, Churubusco, and Fort Wayne, including, of course, the Frontage Road branch in Columbia City. Star Financial Bank, 2486,000.
And Thompson-Whitley County Motors, located 300 East US 30, Columbia City, your full-service General Motors dealer offering new and used car and truck sales, leasing, and financing. Thompson's also offers mechanical and body repair, along with parts and accessories, all since 1919 as Thompson's General Motors. And Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, McNagny, attorneys at law, providing legal services to individuals and businesses of Whitley County from their offices in downtown Columbia City. That's Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law.
Also, Smith & Sons Funeral Home for all of your funeral arrangements. For 24-hour funeral news, call 244-6877. For any other questions, you can call Smith & Sons at 244-7601 or stop by at 207 North Main Street in Columbia City. Columbia City's Pizza King. Relax with friends and family in their sports-themed dining room after the game or order out for their menu during the week. That's Columbia City's Pizza King, where they're more than just pizza. 244-6182. And also H&R Block Tax and Financial Services in Columbia Plaza next to the licensed branch. H&R Block has been serving Columbia City for over 30 years. H&R Block has experienced tax preparers ready to serve your needs. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can call them at 244-5040 for an appointment. That's H&R Block for your tax and financial needs. Once again, thanks to our underwriters tonight. And we've got about 3.5 minutes yet before we get into game time and bring you all the action here from Donald S. Weeks Gymnasium. Andy?
Okay, well, back to a slight overview of the game here tonight. We don't know too much about ELKHART Central, unfortunately. They're considerably out of our area, and it was hard to obtain information. Other than the fact they are 13-5, they are coming off 4 straight victories. And those 4 straight victories were over 4 South Bend schools, and I suppose anytime you're beating the South Bend schools, you're doing something, Tim. So
that's right, absolutely.
I seem to have lost that, but at any rate, they beat South Bend Adams, South Bend Clay, South Bend Washington, South Bend LaSalle in their last 4 ball games. So not too shabby,
not too bad coming into the end of the season. You know, I'm sure Coach Drew's boy, he's probably looking at this as the right time to peak. So if that's what they are doing, I'm sure he's happy with their play.
And they finished with 2 tough road contests. I consider this a tough road contest.
Just by distance alone, it's a tough road contest.
Yeah, and we've been playing pretty solid lately, with the exception of Tuesday night, where we were a bit sluggish. And also for Coach Drew's and ELKHART Central, they got a tough contest to wrap it up over at Carroll next week. So that'll give them another long trip and a very formidable opponent in Carroll next week. So they're going to go into the sectional well prepared, I would think.
Exactly. I think you're right, Andy. They seem to be playing well right now. We'll see if they keep it up tonight. Columbia City, on the other hand, like you said, with the except the Wawasee game, you know, have been playing pretty well as well. So,
well, they have 5 out of their last 6, Tim, and that came after the dreadful 6-game losing streak that they experienced against that top-notch competition there in the middle of the schedule. So, you know, to win 5 out of 6 for the boys, obviously, and really the Carroll game, they could have had 2, so this could have very easily been a 6-game winning streak.
Exactly.
So things building towards sectional play, and of course we've got, after tonight, a couple of road contests next week. We go to Churubusco for the makeup game. Don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. I've been listening all along, but remember, that is not on your schedule. That was the snow out from December 19th, and we'll be traveling up to Churubusco Tuesday evening. So we'll be there for that. Also, And then we send it to Blackford on Friday. And we're going to honor America with our national anthem now at this point. All right, so our national anthem here tonight, we got 3 minutes on the clock, so we got some warm-up time yet, so to speak. And here come the Blue Blazers onto the floor.
Real quick here, Andy, I also want to say a special thanks to Brett Mock and Aaron Parker, who have done a great job this year broadcasting the JV boys basketball games. Thank you very much, Brett and Aaron. It is truly appreciated for you guys taking the time out of your schedules. And believe me, those two young gentlemen do have busy schedules. Both Aaron and Brett are involved in a ton of things. Aaron is, or I should say Brett is always involved in speech and debate. In fact, he's going to nationals this June, I believe it is, this summer. And so we greatly appreciate it, and a job well done as well. So a nice pat on the back to those two fine young gentlemen. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, I echo those sentiments. I've listened to them on occasion, and they do a fine job.
They really do. They really do. So they're not, you know, we get a lot of time to fill in with the underwriters sometimes, and a lot of times we have a little bit more time to prepare than they do. So they do a great job of filling in and all that kind of good stuff. So thanks again, guys. It's appreciated.
All right, and just a reminder that Cherubusco contest Tuesday night, that's not on your schedule. That is a makeup game. So if you don't make the short trip up to Busco, WJHS will be on the scene. And we'll have all the action coming for you about 7:40 or so.
I might be back with you on that one, Andy.
You might.
I might be back with you. Jerry might be doing, I don't know, he might be walking by that time. Jerry's normally here, but he had his knee scoped, so that's why he's not in here today. You can send him get well cards in care of WJHS. So, but he teaches on Tuesday night, so I might be back with you on that one.
Okay, well, and then next Friday will be the regular season finale as we head down to Hartford City and take on the Blackford Bruins down at Blackford. So that'll be a very long trip. I would imagine listenership might be rather high that night. So probably a lot of people out there won't drive 55 miles, so one way. As it was last year when we traveled to ELKHART Central. So that's not exactly a short one. Yeah. So, well, we're just about ready to get going here. The teams have reported to their benches. It is senior night here. They did do senior night recognition before the warm-ups, as Tim Schmidt and John Pettigrew were honored for their careers here in varsity basketball, and that was a neat presentation that they made on the behalf of those two. And going to lose two quality kids in the program due to graduation this spring. So, and they are the two lone seniors on the club. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups as we just about wind down here. And first for the visiting ELKHART Blue Blazers, starting at Out front at guard would be Brad Pompey, number 11, a 5'11 junior. Also, Jeremy Robinson wears number 25. He's a 6-foot sophomore. And down low, it will be Reed Gothrop, number 51, a 6'3 senior. Justin Van Dyke, number 53, a 6'6 senior. And Cameron Macon, a 6'1 junior, wears number 55. So you can see they have some size in that front line, 6'3", 6'6", 6'1". So it'll be interesting to see how the Eagles cope with that. So once again for Elkhart Central will be Pompey, Robinson, Gothrop, Van Dyke, and Macon, and the head coach is Mr. Mike Drews, and he is in his 3rd season at Elkhart Central. So Tim, take it away with Columbia City's lineup.
Starting for the Eagles tonight, number 3, a 6'3 junior at forward, Bob Dye. Also, number 4, Trevor Shively, a 5'9 junior. And Tim Schmidt, of course, as Andy mentioned, received recognition tonight as senior night. Number 14, Tim Schmidt, starting at guard at 5'9". Also, Ian Ewer will be getting the starting nod tonight. Number 20, a 6-foot junior. And also the other senior for the Eagles will be John Pettigrew, number 22, coming in at 6'2", and once again a senior. So we've got Dye, Shively, Schmidt, Ewer, and Pettigrew. The starting 5 for the Columbia City Eagles tonight.
All right, well, the lineups being announced to the general public here. We're about done with that and ready to go. There's Trevor Shively, Tim Schmidt, the last one to be introduced. Of course, one of the seniors outgoing, their last time on this stage tonight, as we will not have any tourney action here, as it will be on the road from here on out. Busco and Blackford next week, and then on to New Haven for the sectional. A reminder, the sectional draw will come out of the IHS AA offices Monday evening around the 5 o'clock hour. It will be available at ihsaa.org on the internet. I do not believe there's any TV coverage of it in this market, so you have to check the internet or check WJHS the following morning.
Right.
Or check other media outlets for that. Of course, Columbia City will be competing at New Haven, the same field as the girls were against, Class 3A Sectional 22. All right.
We will have that, Andy, on Monday morning for everybody at 9 o'clock as well. So.
Okay. So John Pettigrew to jump center to get this one underway against big 6'6 Justin Van Dyke of Elkhart Central. And the tap is easily controlled by Van Dyke, and it's Pompey driving the left side, and he'll pull it back up top. And Columbia City going to feature a little bit of a zone, maybe. Yeah, okay. Now it's going to be Reed Gothrop, spins in now, and it's all the way out to Pompey. He drives right baseline, running layup and away, no good. Rebound fought for down there into the hands of Van Dyke. And Van Dyke spins in the lane, but kicks it back out top, and it's going to be Jeremy Robinson to reset for the Blue Blazers. Top of the key, hands off to Pompey. Left side with it now on the arc is Gothrop. Interior pass is good for Van Dyke. Now back to Gothrop, back to Van Dyke. Spins into the lane, puts it up, heavy contact, and he draws a foul, misses the shot. So Columbia City foul coming.
That one is going to go against number 20, Ian Ewer. First one for him and the first one for the team tonight.
All right, so 35 seconds in, and the first free throw of the game is no good as Justin Van Dyke misses long back iron. The big 6'6 senior will try it again. There is no score. Now there is. He line drives that one in. It's 1-0 Elkhart Central. Schmidt sends it in to Hewer and back to Tim Schmidt. He's bothered in the backcourt there by Robinson of Elkhart Central. He moves it across the timeline all the way wide right side now is Shively. He'll try the right side. He's forced back out. He'll come up top to Tim Schmidt. Left side Hewer on the arc. Ian kicks it out. John Pettigrew. Top of the key, drives into the middle. Needs help, doesn't have it yet. Gets it off to Ian Hewer. Left side has a lane. Goes all the way to the basket. He's bumped. Errant pass ends up in the hands of Robinson of Elkhart Central. And he goes the other way across the timeline. Spins in the middle, right side. Stolen there by Ian Hewer. A nice defense for Ian. He'll hand it off Trevor Shively across timeline. Tim Schmidt wide open for three, even the left side short. Rebound out there to Van Dyke. He'll spin it quickly out to Robinson across the timeline. Right side on the arc. Robinson will run the show. Shively's going to bother him up top. Now wide left over there, it's going to be Macon. Interior pass good to Van Dyke. Kicks it out to Gothrop, top of the key. And wide right, it's Pompey into Van Dyke. Van Dyke spins in the middle. Ball stripped, stolen, but ends up in the hands of Macon. Puts it up and it's stolen again.
Bob Dye on a nice block there.
Did he get the double block? Okay, thanks. And Shively, short on the baseline runner.
Yeah, Dye got his hand in his face and got a fingertip on the ball, so he definitely deflected it there. Nice job.
That's good, because I didn't see the block. I saw it strip, but I didn't see who got the block. All right, it's Robinson back for Elkhart Central. They lead 1-0. A minute 50 gone in this one. And interior pass good to Gothrop. He stands. He's bothered at the free throw line by Pettigrew. He drives in the middle. Somehow gets away with palming it. The runner on the play on the baseline is no good, but we have a Columbia City foul. Coach Benedict wants double dribble.
Yeah, he kind of had the ball up around the numbers on his jersey. I'm surprised that wasn't called.
Some kind of a shuffle through there.
That foul's going to be on number 22, John Pettigrew, the first one for him, and second one for Columbia City for that.
He did get quite a ways on very few dribbles.
I thought, yeah.
Reed Gothrop misses the free throw for the Blue Blazers. Score remains 1-0, straight up 6 minutes for the first quarter. And Reed Gothrop will have another one. 6'3" senior for Elkhart Central. He fires, and that's good. So 2-0 Elkhart Central. And Schmidt sends it into Ian Hewer, back to Tim Schmidt. Schmidt will walk it up slowly in the backcourt. He's bothered there by Robinson as he gets it across the timeline to Dye. Back to Tim Schmidt, top of the key. And Schmidt loses the handle, but it's saved by Dye. And gives it off to Tim Schmidt. Now wide right side on the arc. Hewer fumbles it momentarily, but gets it off in the right corner into John Pettigrew. He drives in the middle. Pulls up from 14. That's short. Gets his own rebound. Fakes, puts it up in the lane, stripped of the ball, and here comes Macon with it. Macon races across the timeline, and running layup is no good, but a blocking foul on Tim Schmidt. And that gets Coach Benedict a little irate.
Coach Benedict's already got the coat off, and we're 5:32 left in the first quarter.
So Tim Schmidt, I think,
yes,
guilty of the block.
I thought Timmy I thought he was set, but they had better position.
Cameron Macon to the free throw line. He scores. It's 3-0 Elkhart Central. Okay, so Cameron Macon will have another opportunity here. He fires, scores, so it's 4-0. Elkhart Central doing all their damage from the line. Schmidt into Hewer and back to Tim Schmidt. 5.5 for the first quarter. Schmidt will get it across the timelines. He's bothered by Robinson. Right side. Now he goes left side, Ian Hewer. Hewer on the elbow. Looks to Bob Dye right side from 16. He fires, and it's in and out. No good. Rebound out of there to Van Dyke. And he gives it off to Pompey. Pompey races up the right side. Carries the ball. They got him this time. Turnover, Elkhart Central.
Right.
Benedict a little bit irate here. And Tim Schmidt, as the Eagles still look for their first point of the game. Schmidt across the timeline, now goes left side to Ian Hewer. Now further down in the left corner, it's Dye down there. Now he comes up to Trevor Shively. He'll load it up from 3. No good. In and out. Rebound Van Dyke. Gets it off to Pompey. Pompey across the timeline now. We'll slow it up. It's 4-0 Elkhart Central. Now wide right side Macon with it on the arc. Up top, it's Robinson quickly left side. 3 on the way from Gothrop. That's long. It's a brick, and rebound Shively. And Schmidt has it now as he comes up across the timeline. Gives it up to Bob Dye. Now wide right, Trevor Shively. Interior pass for Dye, battered away by Macon into the hands of Robinson. Robinson races up across the timeline, pulls up from the free throw line, scores. Whoa, we're getting a little physical under there. Timeout Columbia City, meanwhile. Full timeout with 4:20 left to go here in the first. It's 6-0 Elkhart Central.
A few of our underwriters tonight. We'd like to thank McGregor Furniture in downtown Columbia City. McGregor Furniture features 2 full floors of living room, bedroom, and dining room furniture. That's McGregor Furniture in Columbia City. Star Financial Bank, a full-service bank with branches in Columbia City, South Whitley, Churubusco, and Fort Wayne, including the Frontage Road branch in Columbia City. Star Financial Bank, 2486000 Thompson's, Whitley County Motors, located at 300 East and US 30, Columbia City, your full-service General Motors dealer, offering new and used car and truck sales, leasing, and financing. Thompson's also offers mechanical and body repair along with parts and accessories, all since 1919. Thompson's General Motors. Andy?
All right, well, the Eagles still in search of that first point, Tim. They got a couple of good looks, but a little lid on the rim right now.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. A couple that's in and out. We'll get
we'll get the lid off here. Trevor Shively's really looked good, but his spun out of there.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so now we're back from the timeout. Schmidt sends it into Ian Hewer. Pressure in the backcourt put on by ELKHART Central. Schmidt will walk it up. Now he's double teamed back there. Gets it off to Ian Hewer. Hewer gets it across the timeline now. Left side, John Pettigrew with it. Left corner, Tim Schmidt on the arc. He's going to come all the way up top. And he'll go right side to Trevor Shively. And now back to Tim Schmidt. Left side, Ian Hewer. Hewer looks underneath, doesn't have anybody. Back up top, Tim Schmidt now. Ian Hewer left of the key, and he'll go right side to Tim Schmidt. Interior pass good for Pettigrew. He comes back out to Schmidt, however. As ELKHART's 2-3 zone giving the Eagles fits right now. Pass stolen. Pompey off. He's got, pulls up from 15. That's way off. Rebound out there to Shively, and we'll go the other way. Trevor across the timeline, and he'll pull it up wisely. Let traffic settle. Off to Schmidt, off the die. Now left side, it is Ian Hewer on the arc. Up top, Tim Schmidt. Schmidt. Right side of the key now. He's going to go back left. He's hounded by Robinson. Gets it off to Hewer, left of the arc. And now Trevor Shively in the left corner. And all the way up top, Tim Schmidt. Wide right now. Down in the right corner, John Pettigrew. John will come back up to Trevor Shively. He fakes the shot, drives into the middle. Kicks it out, doesn't have help. Now gets it to Pettigrew. John will drive in. Tim Schmidt, now left corner. Shively for three. Scores!
All right.
There we go. So it took the Eagles almost 5 minutes, but they're on the board. 6-3. Pompey for the Blue Blazers across the timeline now. He'll be picked up by Tim Schmidt. He goes left side to Cameron Macon. Interior pass to Van Dyke. Van Dyke triple team momentarily, but kicks it out. And three on the way from Robinson on the left side. That's short. Rebound put up and in by Gothrop. Give Reed Gothrop the putback. It's 8-3.
The Eagles didn't do a real good job of blocking Gothrop out of there.
No, they didn't. Tim Schmidt across the timeline now to Ian Hewer. Right side on the arc. Ian looks, comes left, and gives it off to Trevor Shively. Now further down the left side, it's Schmidt. He's got a lane on the baseline, goes all the way to the basket, puts it up, misses everything, but gets his own rebound. And he'll come back out right side. Up top, Trevor Shively. Shively will move left, and now he finds Ian Hewer left corner on the arc. Hewer drives out front. Now up top, Schmidt. Now wide right, Shively. Spins it in the middle. Running layup, batted away, but he gets his own rebound and scores.
Nice job by Trevor. Had the big 6'6" guy going up against him and got his own rebound and put it right back up.
So 8-5 now, ELKHART Central. 1:48 for the first quarter. Left side with it's Pompey. Pompey left side. Up top, Macon. Now right side, it's going to be Robinson over there on the arc. Shively guards him. Robinson looks. Still looking. Now decides to dribble. He'll go left, now right. And kicks it out to Pompey in the right corner. Pompey fakes. He gets around Shively in the right baseline, but he steps out of bounds. So a big turnover there. So
1:28 left to go in the first period as the Blue Blazers are ahead of the Eagles, 8-5.
And Ryan Boylan's in for his first action along with Jared Myers for the Eagles. And Schmitz across the timeline. Right side there is Shively. Interior pass good to Pettigrew. Pettigrew kicks it back out top. Pass spatted away and stolen by Robinson. Robinson gets the handle finally left side. And he's going to get it all the way out top to Pompey to reset. ELKHART Central by 3 here. 1:06 for the first quarter. Macon right side. Now all the way left side is going to be Pompey. And a minute to go in the first. Van Dyke. Top of the key, gives it off, and that's Gothrop. Gothrop spins into the lane. Pass batted away by Myers, stolen by Shively. Shively on a breakaway, pulls up and shoots it off the glass, scores. Big bucket there, big steal. 8-7. ELKHART Central at 40 seconds as Robinson gets it across the timeline now. Looks as though they might play for one shot. So Robinson will just practice his dribbling skills. Gives it off to Pompey now. Pompey will come back right with 25 seconds and back to Robinson. Robinson back towards the middle of the floor. We're down to 20 seconds. Columbia City sits back in a 2-3 zone, it appears, or a 1-2-2. At any rate, Robinson with 10 seconds now. Robinson, top of the key, will move in on Shively. He fakes, spins. Robinson pulls up from 15. Fade away, no good. Rebound fought for over the back on ELKHART Central.
I think they're going to call that one on Van Dyke.
I think you're correct.
Yep. Myers had position on him, and Van Dyke went right up over the top. He gets the foul called on him. In 3.8 seconds, we're going to get a shot at the bucket real quick.
Here comes Shively in the backcourt. He races up across the timeline. 1 second. Runner on the way. No good. I don't know if it would have counted.
Yeah, no, I think they called it off before he got it up anyways.
All right, that's the first quarter stop here this evening. 8-7. It is in favor of Elkhart Central.
Also like to thank these underwriters for helping us out with tonight's game. Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law, providing legal services to individuals and businesses of Whitley County from their offices in downtown Columbia City. That's Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law. Contact Smith & Sons Funeral Home for all of your funeral arrangements. For 24-hour funeral news, call 244-6877. If you need any other questions answered, you can call Smith & Sons at 244-7601 or stop by at 207 North Main Street in Columbia City. Columbia City's Pizza King. Relax with friends and family in their sports-themed dining room after the game or order out from their menu during the week. That's Columbia City Pizza King, where they're more than just pizza, at 244-6182. Andy?
All right, boy, it looks like Elkhart's dressed everybody off the bus here. They've dressed a full 15 for the varsity.
I just looked over here, too. And
that's what I was kind of amazed at. Now, what's the chances of all those guys getting some PT, Tim?
I'm guessing it's real slim, real slim.
Oh, my. I just looked over. They got about the whole bus dressed for the varsity.
They are almost all the way down to the door, if you're familiar with the gym here.
Yes, they are.
They're definitely way past the steps there. So.
Second quarter underway. 8-7 Elkhart Central. Here comes Tim Schmidt, right side. And he looks inside, doesn't have anybody, gives it off to Boylan. Now back to Tim Schmidt, right side. And he'll move it left to the key now. And back right, he'll spin. He needs help, gets it to Shively, left side. Shively will spin at the top of the key. Now he'll drive it right side. And now it's Schmidt, open, fakes, doesn't take it. Shively's open for three, scores! 10-8, Columbia City, their first lead of the evening.
Tell you what, Andy, Jared Myers did a real nice job of setting a pick for Trevor there.
All right, so credit to Myers for the pick. And wide right with it, Stuart Mays. Up top, Robinson. Wide right, left, check that Pompey. Interior pass to Van Dyke, but he's forced out by Myers. Now, in the middle, Gothrop spins in the lane, fires and scores. So we're tied at 10. Nice ball movement by Elkhart Central. So Coach Benedict up off the bench, barking instructions to his team. Schmidt across the timeline to Boylan, left side with it. And in the left corner now, John Pettigrew. Now Trevor Shively. Up top, Tim Schmidt. Wide right now, it is Boylan. Boylan looks inside, doesn't have anybody. Gets it off to Jared Myers, top of the key. Myers pulls up from 15, fires, scores. Rattles it home.
All right.
Nice
score
shot.
Two for Jared.
All right, the Eagles starting to get hot here, Tim, after that long drought early in the first. Now Robinson, up top Mays. Now wide right, it's Pompey. Pompey looks in the middle, doesn't have anybody. Pompey comes up top to Robinson. Robinson top of the key. And he will dribble right on Shively. And he gives it up to Robinson. Now around to Mays. Mays, interior pass, good down there for Gothrop. Spinner, left-handed layup off the glass, good. Nice move there, it's 12-12.
Gothrop has 7 points so far for the Blue Blazers.
Big 6'3" senior getting her done down there for the Blazers. Here comes Tim Schmidt. We're deadlocked at 12. Across the timeline, left side Boylan. Up top, Schmidt. 2-3 zone for Elkhart Central. Now back left side Boylan. Ryan will go right, now back left, and it is Shively. Shively dribbles, now gives it up to Boylan. Now right side, it'll be Tim Schmidt. Schmidt spins into the middle. He's knocked away there by Robinson. But back to Boylan now, top of the key. Boylan fakes, goes left, Shively will try the left side. He misses. Interior pass, good for Myers, however. Runner on the way, well short. Rebound out of there to Van Dyke, who gives it up to Pompey. Across the timeline quickly, it is Mays. Back to Pompey. 5.5 for the second quarter. Pompey, top of the key, left side Robinson. Interior pass is good for Gothrop. Gothrop spins on the left baseline, kicks it back out top to Robinson, though. And there's Van Dyke in the middle again. Tries to go for Gothrop, but the pass kicked out of bounds by Myers, I believe.
Yeah, but I didn't get a chance to see it either, Andy, but I think you're right.
Okay, Boylan and Pettigrew sit down. Gardner and Dye in for the Eagles. Also, we've got a number we don't have on our score sheet for Elkhart Central, 54. At any rate, it's Robinson, wide right side baseline jumper, no. 54 gets it. I don't have a name on him. He puts it up and scores. as he obviously is off the reserve. We'll have to see if we can find that number. 14-12 Elkhart Central. Schmidt, wide right, West Gardner. Now Schmidt top the key, left side now. Shively loads it up for three, scores! So it's 15-14 now. And it's Robinson across the timeline for Elkhart Central. And now wide right with it's Pompey. Pompey looks in the middle, doesn't have anybody yet. Now he dribbles right, now back left. It's Mays, top of the key. Mays spins into the middle. Wild runner on the way. That's a brick. Rebound. Score. Basket counts and a foul.
Stephen Dewey is the gentleman's name, number 54.
Mr. Dewey just got himself in the scorer's book as he gets the offensive board. And the basket counts and a foul. Bob Dye guilty of the personal for Columbia City. Fourth team foul. Elkhart Central sitting with one at this point.
Who got the bucket for us down on the other end, Andy? I missed that one.
Shively for three.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Score on the free throw as that was Dewey. Dewey makes it 17-15 Elkhart Central. Pressure in the backcourt by the Blue Blazers. Schmidt to Dye, back to Tim Schmidt. Schmidt races up the middle, quickly trapped and the ball loose. He gets it back, gives it up to Bob Dye. You better hustle, boys. Dye gets it across to Schmidt finally. And we'll go right side. Shively for three this time. That's long. Rebound fought for, and it's going to be Elkhart. No. Columbia City's ball.
Yeah, they said
Okay.
Myers tipped it off of number 33 for the Blue Blazers. Yeah, that's Stuart Mays. And going to be Columbia City's ball right in front of the Elkhart Central bench.
So John Pettigrew back in for Jared Myers. Gardner sends it into Tim Schmidt. Back to Gardner, left side. Up top, Tim Schmidt. Wide right, it is Shively now. And Shively needs help. Gives it off to Gardner, left side. Gardner spins in the middle, left side Schmidt. And pass kicked out by Gothrop of Elkhart Central. Another substitution. Cameron Macon's back. Big Reed Gothrop's going to get a rest, and he's been the
driving force. Yeah, exactly.
Now Schmidt sends it into Shively, left side on the arc. Shively spins in the middle, kicks it up top. Gardner, wide right now Schmidt. Tim, he's bothered out there. Now he gets it down in the corner, Pettigrew. And Schmidt drives into the middle, and he needs help. He's double teamed, just finally fires. He gets open, doesn't get the roll on a brick, and rebound out of there to Mays, who gives it off to Pompey across the timeline. As we're down to 3:40 for the second quarter, it's 17-15 Elkhart Central. And it's Robinson, right side now. Looks in the right corner. Over there's Macon on the arc. Up top, Pompey. And Pompey loads it up for three. That's well short. Rebound fought for, tipped into the hands of Mays. Fade away on the way, no good, but a Columbia City foul. So we'll see who gets the assessment.
Going to call that on 4. That's Trevor Shively. And that's his second foul for the evening. And I've got the fourth team foul. Or the 15th foul, I should say, for Columbia City. I missed one somewhere, Andy.
And meanwhile, Stuart Mays to the free throw line scores. So the Elkhart Central leads up to 3. And substitution, LaRon Johnson into the ball game for the Blue Blazers. Stuart Mays will have another one. Mays fires, scores, 19-15. 3:24 for the first half. Schmidt into Bob Dye, now back to Tim Schmidt. Now to Wes Gardner in the backcourt. And to Bob Dye now. Dye fakes, gets it across the timeline, quickly trapped, but gets it off to Wes Gardner. Gardner will come left to Tim Schmidt. And Schmidt will go right now and give it up to Trevor Shively. Back up top, Tim Schmidt now. Schmidt. And all the way down in the corner, it's going to be Pettigrew right side. Tim Schmidt, left side Gardner. And Shively, interior pass good for Dye, left side. And he kicks it out back to Shively now. Shively tries the left baseline, gives it off to Bob Dye, up top Gardner, left side Dye, fakes the three, doesn't take it. Now cross court to Schmidt, wide open in the right corner. Pettigrew doesn't get the roll. Rebound fought for out of there to Mays. We're going to run the other way. Elkhart Central's got 4-on-2. And there's a pass off to LaRon Johnson, but he traveled. Big break there, Tim, as they had numbers.
Yeah, there's nobody underneath, along with Johnson underneath, and we did get the break on that one.
All right, Schmidt to Gardner to backcourt. The Elkhart Central lead is 4. Bob Dye across the timeline. Long lead pass good left side for Pettigrew. Now Trevor Shively on the arc. Gives it up to Tim Schmidt up top. Left side Shively. Left baseline Pettigrew now. He fakes. Mays is down there guarding him heavily. Up top to Shively now. Now Tim Schmidt will run the show top of the key. The 2-3 zone for Elkhart Central. Right side Gardner. All the way cross court it is Schmidt. Left side Schmidt works and Pettigrew has it left baseline. Up top West Gardner. Wide right at Shively as the Eagles have to work for everything they get. And Pettigrew loads it up for the free throw line. He doesn't get the roll. Rebound out of there. And we'll go the other way with Pompey. Pompey left side. Shively almost steals it. Gets it off to LaRon Johnson. Puts it up for 3 from the left side. Scores. Boy.
That's Johnson's first points of the evening.
22-15 now. Elkhart Central extends the lead to 7. Here's Gardner in the backcourt. We're down to 1:45 for the second quarter. Across the timeline, Tim Schmidt. Schmidt kicks it off left side, and Shively has it on the arc. Shively's double team gives it up to Schmidt. Right side, West Gardner. Up top, Tim Schmidt. Left sider to Shively. Trevor looks, gets it up top, Tim Schmidt. Interior pass good for Dye. He fakes, kicks it out to Shively. Wide open for 3. No, long. Rebound out of there to Pompey, and there's a touch foul.
Boy.
Not a smart play there.
They're going to call that one on Trevor again, I think. They are. That's going to be his third one here, guys.
So Elkhart Central a bit of a run, Tim, and he's kind of taking charge here. Ian Hewer's back in the lineup. Gardner will sit down.
And they're going to pull out, no, they're not. They're going to keep Shively in there with 3 fouls.
2 fouls according to the scoreboard, but I don't know. We'll have to check on that.
Yeah.
Now Macon, right side on the arc. Macon looks underneath, but gives it up to LaRon Johnson, top of the key. Left side with it's going to be for Robinson. And interior pass good down there. Score for Dewey. As Dewey gets the easy layup, 24-15. And here comes Tim Schmidt to Bob Dye. In the right corner cross court, now it's Pettigrew. And now Bob Dye up to Tim Schmidt, runner a minute for the half. Schmidt, right side to Ian Hewer. Now right baseline, Pettigrew has a lane, reverse layup is short. Rebound out of there to Dewey, who gives it up to LaRon Johnson. Johnson across the timeline. Top of the key, he'll set it up for Elkhart Central. 40 seconds now for the half. He gives it up to Jeremy Robinson, right side. He'll dribble left. Schmidt guards him. Now gives it off to Stuart Mays. Mays will come back right. And he'll give it up to LaRon Johnson. Johnson will move it left as they're going to play keep away and play for the last shot. Now it's Jeremy Robinson, top of the key, wide right, it is Mays. Mays moves it left to the key now and gives it up to LaRon Johnson with 15 seconds. Here's Johnson, and he gives it up to Robinson. As we head up on the 10-second mark, Robinson. They start to move, and 8 seconds. Robinson spins into the middle against Schmidt. Stripped! Schmidt comes up with it. And lead pass good for Shively. 1 second. Layup. Good! Whoa! Got the roll on the layup. Big break there for the Eagles, Tim.
Boy.
Oh, my.
Timmy Schmidt stripped the ball and just barely got the ball out in front of everybody else, and Trevor kind of juggled the ball, and there was 1 second left when he put that up, and it bounced around off the rim 4 or 5 times.
Finally went in.
Yep.
24-17 at half. It was 8-7 at the first quarter stop, so, oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll go on with halftime activities here. We are here at Donald S. Weeks Gymnasium here this evening in Columbia City. It is senior night home finale. And these underwriters are bringing this one to you. The McGregor Furniture in downtown Columbia City. McGregor Furniture features 2 full floors of living room, bedroom, and dining room furniture. That's McGregor Furniture in Columbia City for all of your furniture shopping needs. Star Financial Bank, a full-service bank with branches in Columbia City, South Whitley, Churubusco, and Fort Wayne, including the Frontage Road branch in Columbia City at Star Financial Bank, 248-6000. Thompson's Whitley County Motors, located at 300 East, US 30, Columbia City, your full-service General Motors dealer, offering new and used car and truck sales, leasing, and financing. Thompson's also offers mechanical and body repair along with parts and accessories, all since 1919 as Thompson's General Motors. Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law, providing legal services to individuals and businesses of Whitley County from their offices in downtown Columbia City. That's Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law. And contact Smith & Sons Funeral Home for all of your funeral arrangements. For 24-hour funeral news, call 244-6877. For any other questions, call Smith & Sons at 244-7601 or stop by at 207 North Main Street in Columbia City. Columbia City's Pizza King. Relax with friends and family in their sports-themed dining room after the game or order out from their menu during the week. That's Columbia City's Pizza King, where they're more than just pizza, at 244-6182. And H&R Block, Tax and Financial Services in Columbia Plaza next to the license branch. H&R Block has been serving Columbia City for over 30 years. H&R Block has experienced tax preparers ready to serve your needs. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 244-5040 for an appointment. That's H&R Block for your tax and financial needs. So those are your underwriters bringing you this one here this evening. It is halftime here at Columbia City. 24-17 it is in favor of the ELKHART Central Blue Blazers. And Tim Moriarty looks like he's got some statistics.
Thanks to Elizabeth Penrod. Yes. So as always, we'd like to thank Elizabeth for providing us halftime shot. Cam Lickey, our announcer for boys baseball. I don't know if they're going to give Cam another shot, but he was not even close on the
We'll make a point of that, won't we?
On the first one, so we want to let everybody know that Cam, good thing you stuck with football, because you didn't get close at all. All right, for the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers tonight, Brad Pompey was 0 for 3 from field 3, or 0 for 1 from three-point range, and had 1 rebound, and has not scored yet tonight. Jeremy Robinson was 1 for 5 from the field, 0 for 1 from three-point range, and has a total of 2 points for tonight. Reed Gothrop has been the guy that has done a good percentage of the scoring for Elkhart Central tonight. 3 for 4 from the field, and did not get a three-pointer off, but was 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Had 1 rebound and 7 points for the Blue Blazers. Justin Van Dyke is 1 for 2 from the free throw line, has not shot from the field yet. Has 5 rebounds, though, for the Blue Blazers, and 1 point. Cameron Macon, I should say, is leading scorer for Elkhart. He is 3 for 4 from the field, 3 for 3 from the line, has 5 rebounds and 9 points for Macon. Lerone Johnson, 1 for 1 from the field, has 1 three-pointer, 1 from there as well, and 3 points for Johnson. Stuart Mays 0 for 1 from the field, and 2 for 2 from the free throw line, giving him 2 points for the night. And I know, let me see what I've got Steve Dewey with. Dooley, I should say.
Dewey, yes.
I've got it down here. One spot is Dewey and another spot is Dooley.
Oh, Dooley and Dewey.
So I've got one spot as number 50 and one spot as number 54. So I've got him with 5 points tonight as well. For the Columbia City Eagles, Bob Dye, 0 for 1 from the field, and has not scored yet tonight. So hopefully Bob can get a few points in the second half. Trevor Shively, the leading scorer, leading all scorers so far for the first half. 6 from 11 from the field, 3 for 6 of those three-point range. And Trevor has 4 rebounds. Trevor is the leading rebounder tonight for the Columbia City Eagles. He has 15 points so far in the first half for Trevor Shively. So a great showing so far from Trevor. Tim Schmidt, 0 for 3 from the field, has 2 rebounds and has not scored yet tonight. Ian Hewer has not scored yet as well. John Pettigrew, 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 1 of those three-point range, and has 1 rebound, no points. And Ryan Boylan, is that right? 0 for has not attempted yet from the field. And Jared Myers, 1 for 2 from the field, has 2 points. And those are our scores. Is exact right. That is absolutely right. Holy cow.
All right, we'll give you an A+.
I did not, yeah, no kidding. I had that actually scored right. So we've got Shively and Myers, the only two scorers for Columbia City, and Shively 15 of the 17.
Oh, my.
Holy cow. Boy, if get some more people scoring in there, I think we'd be doing a lot better.
I think the coaching staff's probably trying to figure that out in the locker room. How we're going to get. You got to credit Elkhart Central's defense, though. They are just in our faces all the time. The Eagles just having to work and be methodical for what they've got.
And Elkhart Central is very quick. Quick hands, up and down the floor quick. So, yeah.
It's no wonder they're 13-5.
That's right. You know, boy, they run, and they move quick, and they've got some size inside. And the big guys, actually, I thought they move pretty well. So.
They move well. So a stiff test ahead for the second half of the Eagles, no doubt about it. So a big chance for the Eagles to get back to 500 here tonight. And,
exactly.
Who would ever thought that after the 6-game slide there? So
from the field, real quick. Columbia City is shooting 31.8%, so we need to get that up quite a bit. And, you know, haven't even been to the line in the first half. It'd be nice if we could get to the line a couple times. And Elkhart Central shooting over 44% from the line, or I should say from the field, and almost 78% from the line. So, boy, if we can get to the line and maybe get more than one person scoring, I think we can do pretty well in the second half here, Andy.
Well, we're going to have to get some stops as Elkhart Central kind of really surged late in that second quarter. So hopefully the Eagles will be up to the task. So we'll just have to wait and see where we go with that. As Elkhart Central has reported back to the playing service, and here come the Eagles out of the locker room.
Once again, we want to remind the folks out there that Tuesday night is a makeup night for Columbia City. Boy, is this the only makeup game that we've had?
For boys, yes.
Yeah.
We had 2 in the girls' campaign. One was made up, one wasn't. So that rough December we had. And,
exactly. Tuesday night up at Churubusco. I believe Andy and I will be bringing you the action. Or no, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll get...
I think
the big guy over here,
the big guy, the voice of.
I just remembered that we had talked about that already. So.
Well, that was between him and Tom. So I don't know if you want to get in on it, but.
Hey, that's all right. Jim Thompson's gonna. So we got the Thompson
you
boys.
Say the Thompson twins?
No, I was going to, but thank you. I refrained from it, so I decided not to do that. I figured that's been used probably before, so.
Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
Yeah.
So Jim and Andy's going to bring you the action from Churubusco Tuesday night.
Yes, we'll see. Hopefully we have some listeners in the Churubusco area as well. And
absolutely.
So if you're listening in the Churubusco area and you're a Churubusco patron, be sure to join us if you don't make the game, as we'll be there for all the action. So, well, we're just about ready to go here, and well, I'm getting anxious for that sectional draw on Monday to see where the boys are going to fit into the tournament at New Haven, Tim.
And you know, if you look at the Eagles' record, it you know, may not be the best, but they truly have a shot at winning this sectional. So, they are a good team. They have got to be one of the better teams in the area with the type of record they have. And so I'm looking forward to it too. I think you know, if they keep their heads up and they go into the sectional with a good attitude, I truly think they can come out of it as sectional champions.
Yeah, and all that action, reminder folks, will be at New Haven. So Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. That'll be, let's see if I can get my dates correct here, March 6th, March 9th, and March 10th. Hopefully we'll be involved in at least 2, if not 3 of the nights, and in a big sectional tournament, Class 3A sectional number 22 at New Haven. Okay, so it's ELKHART Central's possession to begin the half. Now it's Macon in the corner, wide right side. Interior pass fumbled away, though, and Dye comes up with it, so the Eagles get a stop right off the bat, something they need. Schmidt's across the timeline, just 10 seconds gone here in the third. And the Eagles trail by 7. Now Ian Hewer sets up shop left side on the arc. Now left corner, Trevor Shively launches it for 3, scores! Boy, Shively, he's not afraid to shoot her. But why not when you make as many as he does?
That's right.
24-20, and Shively has 18 of them. Now back for ELKHART Central. Pompey in the middle. There's a turnaround by Gothrop. No good. Rebound fought for. Columbia City had good position. And we've got it. Schmidt across the timeline now. Columbia City with another chance to draw closer to ELKHART Central. Now Schmidt, wide right side, right corner, John Pettigrew over there on the baseline. He kicks it out all the way up top. Ian Hewer fakes, almost travels. Gets it off to Shively left side. Shively wide open for 3. Doesn't get the roll this time. Big rebound out there to Van Dyke, and we're going to run the other way. Here comes Macon for ELKHART Central. Yeah, that was Macon. Now he gives it off to Robinson, top of the key. Now Robinson will back it out. Columbia City in a 2-3 zone here temporarily. Now they're going to go man-to-man. Now Robinson, interior pass good for Gothrop. Spins it in the lane. Doesn't get the roll in the layup. There's an over the back.
That's right. I believe they're going to call that on number 53. And that is Justin Van Dyke. That's going to be his second foul. Came over the top of Bob Dye.
As the back official called that one, kind of forcing it there.
Exactly, yeah.
The official up front wasn't going to call that one. All right, Schmidt to Bob Dye in the backcourt, gives it up to Tim Schmidt. 6:40 for the third quarter. Schmidt will work it across the timeline now, gives it up to Bob Dye, wide right. Dye's open, now he drives the right baseline. Nice pass left side, now to Pettigrew. He spins it in the lane, scores! Somehow he did not whistle for traveling. He scores. So we get somebody else on the board as Pettigrew at his first 2 of the evening. 24-22 ELKHART Central. Here's Johnson back, right side it is Macon. Interior pass down the corner over there it is, I didn't get the number, okay. That was Johnson. Left side now, it's going to be Reed Gothrop, and Van Dyke has it. Left side, interior pass good for Gothrop, puts it up, doesn't get the roll. Rebound, score as it's Van Dyke. Get those big trees out of there.
That was a nice job by Van Dyke getting the rebound and putting her back up.
26-22, ELKHART Central. And now wide right side, Tim Schmidt with it on the arc. And he goes back right corner, Trevor Shively's over there. He's had the hot hand. Shively spins it in the middle, kicks it out to Bob Dye. Dye fakes, drives the right baseline around Van Dyke, puts it up, heavy contact, no call, will go the other way. Jerome Johnson gets it off to a streaking Robinson, layup up and good. As Schmidt got plowed. I don't think Coach Benedict's not happy with the official.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see what happened to Tim, but
well,
I looked down
here.
here.
Absolutely got walked over here. Double foul coming up on Schmidt and Jeremy Robinson. So a double foul here. There's a little jousting in the backcourt. And Coach Benedict, meanwhile, lectures the other official down here as he's still not happy with what appears to be incidental contact, but
boy, and he's still 25 is still in his face.
And the native's getting a little restless here. Okay, so Ian Hewer has sent it in for Columbia City. The double foul, the alternating possession went to the Eagles. And now it's Tim Schmidt, works at left side of the arc and gives it up to Ian Hewer right side now. Hewer looks left side to pass, batted away by ELKHART Central. Will go out of bounds. So we'll try this again. Coach Benedict still up lecturing the official. And he doesn't do much of that. You know when he does, he usually has a beef, Tim.
Yeah, Johnson is really sticking right on Schmidt.
Sticking to him like glue.
Yeah.
Right side Shively now, and now we have a touch foul on ELKHART Central. The Bronx cheer comes from the natives behind us.
Well, Pompey got a little bit of Trevor Shively's face, and they're going to call it on him.
Timeout, ELKHART Central with 4:59 to go in the third. It's 28-22 ELKHART Central. This will be a 30-second timeout.
I'd like to thank H&R Blocks Tax and Financial Services in Columbia Plaza next to the licensed branch for underwriting tonight. H&R Block has been serving Columbia City for over 30 years. H&R Block has experienced stack preparers ready to serve your needs. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can give them a call, 244-50404, and appointment. That's H&R Block for your tax and financial needs. Also like to thank McGregor Furniture in downtown Columbia City. McGregor Furniture features 2 full floors of living room, bedroom, and dining room furniture. That's McGregor Furniture in Columbia City for all of your furniture shopping needs. Andy?
All right, thanks, Tim, and we'll try it again as Schmidt, underneath his own basket, sends it out to Trevor Shively finally. Now all the way up top, Ian Hewer, top of the key. He'll go left, and back right, Bob Dye's wide open for 3, long. His Dye's usually pretty good solid from out there, but doesn't get the roll there. Robinson the rebound, double dribbles. And he knew it.
Yep, exactly. He knew it. He just kind of... Go ahead, Andy.
He just kind of let the ball sit there, didn't he?
Yep.
Waiting to see if the Eagles were going to come get it, but he finally had to touch it. Hewer to Tim Schmidt now across the timeline. Schmidt, right side, and right corner, Ian Hewer down there. Ian looks cross court. Nice pass for Bob Dye. He fakes, puts it up, doesn't get the roll. Rebound out there to Van Dyke. And he falls down, heavy contact. Hewer's tripped in the corner, and it's off of ELKHART Central. It's going to be our ball, Tim. We caught a break, I think, didn't we?
I think we caught a big break because I don't know how they caught. I didn't see an ELKHART Central player near that.
Well, that was in the far corner where we have our least
exactly
side of things. So anyway, we'll take it. Hewer to send it in to Tim Schmidt. 4.5 for the third quarter. Columbia City trails by 6. Schmidt will run the top of the key, left side, and now go back right to Ian Hewer on the arc. Now further down the right baseline, here's Myers. He's stopped, gives it off to Shively. Shively spins, fakes, drives into the middle, kicks it out to Hewer. And top of the key, Shively gets it, spins in, runner on the way from 15. That's long back iron, rebound out there to Robinson. We'll go the other way. He's quick. And pass batted away by Shively. Nice defense.
Trevor did a nice job of getting a hand in there real quick, knock it out of bounds, and going to be ELKHART Central ball underneath their bucket.
I think he prevented probably a sure layup.
I think you're right.
And let's see, we got the coach up in the way here. Let's see, it's Robinson sent it in. Interior pass good down there to Macon. Fakes, spins, puts the layup up finally. I think he's whistled for traveling.
Yep. Ian Hewer got a hand on the ball as he went up the first time for the shot, and we'll credit Ian with a block on that one.
So straight up 4 minutes for the third. Here comes Ryan Boylan back for Ian Hewer. Score's still 28-22. We've been stuck there for a little while. And pressure in the backcourt now.
Tim Schmidt's talking to the official down there as well. So
he's probably giving him a little beef, because he has practically been undressed by the ELKHART defense tonight. He has just been beat up. Schmidt will travel right side with it now, and now he kicks it left side to Ryan Boylan. Now Jared Myers with left corner. Myers will come all the way out, travels.
Yep. Drag the pivot foot just a hair, Jared. Can't do that.
And another unforced turnover. That gets Coach Benedict draws his ire over there. Okay, here comes ELKHART Central, 3:40 and counting for the third. It is Robinson across the timeline, gives it up to Pompey. Now right side to Macon. Interior pass good for Van Dyke, but he loses the handle. No. They're going to say Myers touched it.
Good hustle there by Myers. Working with him against big 6'6" boy.
He's got a lot to handle there.
Yes, he does.
And now what do we have? Here's a layup and hold everything. We got a loose ball foul, and I think it's on ELKHART Central. Caught another break, Tim.
They're going to call that on Van Dyke.
And he's already heading to the bench.
That's going to be his third.
So Coach Drews makes the move, gets Van Dyke off the floor, and Dewey is back. Meanwhile, a little kicking to the bench here.
Third foul on Van Dyke. He's going to sit down for a while. That's the fourth team foul for the quarter for the Blue Blazers.
All right, here's Tim Schmidt, walks it slowly across the timeline now. 3:20 for the third. He'll go right side, and he'll work further down the right side now. Gives it up top to Trevor Shively. Shively spins into the middle, almost travels, but as it deflected out of bounds off Robinson, apparently, as it goes into the Columbia City bench. Now Ryan Boylan will send it in to Tim Schmidt. Schmidt will work right side. John Pettigrew's down there on the wing. Up top, Schmidt. Cross court left side, Boylan. He'll try the left baseline. Wide open. The runner's blocked down there by Gothrop. And loose on the floor. Scramble for it. Comes into the hands of Robinson. We'll run the other way. Across the timeline, Robinson. Now pulls up, right corner Macon. Interior pass for Van Dyke. Batted around down there off of Myers, however, so it'll still be Elkhart Central ball. Boy, they are just quick.
They do.
Quick.
Move the ball around quick hands, like we said during halftime.
Robinson to send it in, left corner Macon, up top it is Pompey. Schmidt bothers in, Pompey around Schmidt, around everybody. Running layup is no good, rebound, Dewey puts it up, scores. Didn't block out there, and Dewey gets the easy putback. And Coach Benedict looks off his bench, looks down the bench, and has a couple of subs on the way. It'll be Schmidt across the timeline, and right side it is Boylan. Nice move down there, Pettigrew puts it up on the glass, scores.
John gets his fourth point of the evening.
30-24 now. Elkhart Central still in the lead. Here is Robinson, top of the key, 2:20 for the third. Robinson moving right side. There's Macon over there on the arc. Up top it is Gothrop. Left side Pompey. Pompey gives it off, and Macon top of the key. And he goes left side, and coming right with it's Robinson. Top of the key it is Robinson still. He goes right side, and that's Gothrop over there on the arc, the big man. Kicks it in for Macon, or Dewey, check that. He gets loose, puts it up short on the left. Rebound fought for, puts it up short again. Rebound fought for again. Here comes Shively with it. Shively runs it up the right side. Shively, interior pass stolen as Pompey read the pass. He'll race it back across the timeline. Batted away by Myers. No. Pompey gets it back, scores.
Pompey scored that one. I had coach in front of me, right?
Yep, 32-24, timeout Columbia City. 32nd timeout. 32-24, Elkhart Central.
Boy, that was Brad Pompey's first points of the evening, and he has been a good scorer for Elkhart Central. If I remember right from last year, he was one of their leading scorers last year. So, I'd like to thank Star Financial Bank, a full-service bank with branches in Columbia City, South Whitley, Churubusco, and Fort Wayne, including the Frontage Road branch in Columbia City. Star Financial Bank at 248-6000. Also like to thank Thompson's Whitley County Motors, located at 300 East and US 30, Columbia City, your full-service General Motors dealer offering new and used cars and truck sales, leasing and financing. Thompson's also offers mechanical and body repair along with parts and accessories, all since 1990. Thompson's General Motors. Andy?
All right, thanks again, Tim. We got a little bit of a wild one going here, but Elkhart Central with an 8-point lead. Schmidt sends it into Shively. Back to Tim Schmidt. Pressure in the backcourt put on by Macon. Across the timeline. Ooh, pass almost stolen, but Dye comes up with it. And gives it off to John Pettigrew left side. All the way up top, Tim Schmidt. Schmidt works interior for Shively, and now Pettigrew gets it. Scores on the left baseline. Big bucket there. John Pettigrew gets it. 32-26. Walking it up slowly in the backcourt is Robinson. Across the timeline for the Blue Blazers. Wide right side on the arc it is Macon. Interior pass for Dewey. Back to Macon. They play catch. Up top Pompey now. He loads it up for three from the right side. That's off the mark. Rebound. Dewey scores. Block out, boys. 34-26. We're under a minute for the third. Here comes Tim Schmidt. Across the timeline now it is Pettigrew. Left baseline. Up top Schmidt again. Schmidt bothered there by Robinson. Schmidt will come around right side of the key, and he'll go further down the right side. He's double teamed, gives it up to Bob Dye. Dye spins into the middle, kicks it off. Doug Scheckler has it, puts it up, heavy contact, no call. Rebound out of there to Elkhart Central. Here comes Pompey, 1-on-3, and he pulls it up, travels. And that gets the Elkhart bench a little irate.
Yeah, Coach Drews is looking for a foul on that one. Kind of thought he got the elbow, and referees didn't see it that way.
All right, big break for Columbia City, 30 seconds. They trail by 8 in the third quarter, 34-26. Here comes Tim Schmidt. Schmidt will walk it up across the timeline. He goes right, uses a screen set by Dye, and he gets it back up top Shively. Shively drives the right side, spins in. Wild shot on the way from 16, but he draws a foul. He missed everything. So they will call this in the act of shooting, I would believe.
Foul's going to be on Brad Pompey, his second one, and that's going to be the team fifth foul. Going to send Trevor Shively to the line. Trevor's shooting, what's he shooting? He's shooting 86% from the line so far this year.
And he misses back iron. So Trevor
jinxed him
off the mark. 14.3 seconds for the third. Shively has another one. He fires this one, scores. Shively guards him. And now Robinson will spin, go right side to Pompey. And he gives it up to Stuart Mays. Now left side with it's going to be Robinson. Interior pass good to Dewey. On down low is Gothrop. Puts it up. And he draws a foul. And we'll see who this is going to be on.
That's going to be against number 30, and that's Wes Gardner. That's going to be his first one of the game, and the second team foul for Columbia City, and going to send Gothrop to the line.
So Reed Gothrop, big 6'3" senior for Elkhart Central, fires, scores. Elkhart Central lead is 10. And Gothrop will have another. He fires and scores again. Nice form on that free throw. 38-27. So Columbia City going to have to heat it up here in the fourth. It is Schmidt in the backcourt, bothered there by Robinson. Schmidt sends it across the timeline to Trevor Shively. Shively works wide right side. Comes all the way up top, Schmidt. Left side, Gardner. Further down in the left corner is Pettigrew. Up top, Gardner. Gardner looks left and has Trevor Shively left side in the corner. And up top, Gardner. Right side, Tim Schmidt. Now Schmidt will try the left side. Interior pass good to John Pettigrew. Fakes. And they get the up man on the foul on Elkhart Central.
They're going to call that on number 54. That's Dooley. Dooley.
No, they got the up man on it, 33.
Oh, they did.
They got the first guy, which is kind of really a weird call. But anyway, John Pettigrew scores on the runner in the lane. Give Pettigrew 2, 38-29.
8 points for John tonight.
All right. Here's Mays in the backcourt. Gives it up to Pompey, now to Robinson. He's bothered back there by Schmidt. Back to Pompey now with it. Pompey gives it up to Robinson. Robinson across the timeline, left side now. Gets around all the way to the basket. Runner on the way. Oh, my, what a move. He started from in front of our bench here, Tim,
yes,
and did all the way to the basket. 40-29. Nice move for Robinson. Elkhart Central with the lead. Here's Gardner. Up top, Tim Schmidt. And Gardner will work left side. And up top, Trevor Shively. Interior pass good for John Pettigrew. He fakes, puts it on the floor. High arcing shot off the mark, short. Rebound fought for. Scheckler's going to get nailed.
Yep. It's going to be Scheckler's first foul of the night.
As Columbia City going to have to get some stops here and get some points quickly. With 6:29 to go, they trail by 11. Elkhart Central seems to be hitting their stride. Now in the backcourt, Robinson gives it back to Pompey. Pass stolen by Gardner. Saves it to Schmidt. Schmidt put a layup up. No good, but he draws the foul. Boy, Gardner flew into the scorer's table. Thankfully, he got up unscathed, apparently.
Looks like he's okay.
He's out there anyway. He did a nice job to save that, flying into the scorer's table. He saved it to Tim Schmidt, who drove and got the layup.
It's going to be the third foul on Brad Pompey, I should say.
Schmidt scores a free throw, 40-30, as he missed the layup but drew the foul. Tim will have another one coming. He fires, scores.
Tim's first 2 points of the night.
We could stand him to heat up.
Yep.
40-31, now pressure to backcourt put on by the Eagles. Here's Mays with it. Mays races around Schmidt across the timeline. Mays going to run all the way to the basket, layup good. Oh boy.
Coach Benedict is not going to be happy with that one.
Doesn't look so. Schmidt back across the timeline to Wes Gardner. Left corner, Shively fakes the three, doesn't take it. He pulls up from 16, fires long. Rebound out of there to Gothrop, will go the other way. He gives it off to Robinson. Robinson spins all the way into the lane. Runner on the way, short. Rebound fought for into the hands of Shively. Will go the other way, 2-on-1. Shively back with Scheckler, and he has to get rid of it. Gives it off to Schmidt up top. Now Gardner, left side. Pettigrew loads it up from 16 on the baseline. That's an air ball. Rebound out there to Gothrop. Columbia City foul. I think we're just trying a little too hard right now, Tim.
Yep. I think Coach Benedict's going to tell them to slow things down a little bit.
I don't think we're going to run in a track meet with these guys.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think we're going to run with them very well. That foul was on Doug Scheckler. That's going to be 2 quick ones on Doug, and he's going to sit down.
So Bob Dye back. Eagle pressure to backcourt. Elkhart Central with the full court press. They have the ball in the backcourt as Pompey. Pompey gets it off to Robinson, then back to Pompey. Pompey across the timeline. Pass batted away, stolen. Now it's stolen back by Elkhart Central. They got 2-on-1 under the basket. Dewey wide open, layup good. Boy, they just find a way to burn you every time, Tim. 44-31. Shively across the timeline. Elkhart Central in control here. 5:20 for the fourth quarter. Schmidt works right side. Right corner, Trevor Shively loads it up for three. That's long. Rebound out of there to Mays. We're going to go the other way. Now Mays slows it up. Now he's going to accelerate across the timeline. Gives it off to Pompey. Coach Drews wants the Blue Blazers to settle it down a bit as he yells instructions from the bench. Robinson holds it up top. Gives it off to Mays left side now. We're under 5 minutes for the fourth. Now it's Robinson, top of the key. And he's bothered there by Shively. Robinson spins, backs in on Shively. Now gets it off to no one yet. Needs help. He finds Gother, spins in the middle, layup good. Boy, are they moving the ball well.
Boy, they really do. They just
46-31, Elkhart Central. Gardner back up top, Schmidt. Schmidt works it left side to Gardner. Timeout Columbia City, full timeout. As Elkhart Central has exploded here and they lead it by 15.
All right, Andy, we'd also like to thank Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, McNagny, attorneys at law, providing legal services to individuals and businesses of Whitley County from their offices in downtown Columbia City. That's Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law. You can contact Smith & Sons Funeral Home for all of your funeral arrangements. For 24-hour funeral news, call them at 244-6877. For any other questions, call Smith & Sons at 244-7601 or stop by at 207 North Main Street in Columbia City. Columbia City's Pizza King. Relax with friends and family in their sports-themed dining room after the game or order out from their menu during the week. That's Columbia City Pizza King, where they're more than just pizza. 244-6182. H&R Block and Financial Services in Columbia Plaza next to the license branch. H&R Block has been serving Columbia City for over 30 years. They have experienced tax preparers ready to serve your needs. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 8, and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can give them a call, 244-5040, for an appointment. That's H&R Block for your tax and financial needs. Andy?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, from what I've seen of Elkhart Central, I think they could be a factor in the 4A tournament.
I would agree.
Boy, are they tough.
They are playing well.
Like a well-oiled machine this second half. All right, Hewer sends it all the way in the backcourt to Tim Schmidt. 4.5 minutes to go in this one. Schmidt across the timeline, gives it up to John Pettigrew, right side. Better put up some points in a hurry. Myers, left side to Schmidt, on the arc. Schmidt dribbles right. We got the coach in the way again. It's Gardner. And now down to Hewer. Now back up top, Gardner. Now wide left to Schmidt. Pass batted away. Stolen. Robinson on the breakaway layup. Heavy foul. Coach Drews wants intentional, but I don't think he's going to get that.
That's a good foul.
Yeah.
We'll see which one they give it to.
They could have given it to two of them.
Exactly, either Gardner or Schmidt, and Schmidt's going to get it.
They both got their money's worth, as they absolutely corralled Robinson.
One's going to be on Tim Schmidt. That's going to be his third.
So Robinson will fire the free throw, scores. So Elkhart Central well in control here, 47-31 now with 4:15 on the clock, fourth quarter. As Elkhart Central has blew it open from a 7-point halftime lead. And Robinson fires that one long, back iron, rebound batted out of there. It's going to go into the hands of Elkhart Central's Pompey. Pompey runs it left side, spins into the lane, kicks it out up top to Robinson. They'll reset and look like they might milk a little clock. Robinson left side with it, Stuart Mays now on the arc. Up top it is Pompey. Interior pass stolen by John Pettigrew. All right, we'll go the other way. Pettigrew left side. He's going to run the left baseline, loses the handle, falls on top of it, and he's out of bounds. So Elkhart Central's ball on the turnover.
I think John tried to push it a little bit too hard there.
Yep. So 47-31 still Elkhart Central. As the Eagles have hit a drought here, only 7 points this half, Tim. Jeremy Robinson in the backcourt for Elkhart Central. And he gets it across the timeline as he gets around Shively now. Robinson just spins it in the middle, puts it up, runner on the way, good. 49-31. Schmidt to Hewer, back to Tim Schmidt. We're down to 3:40 for this one. Schmidt across the timeline, right side. And interior pass good to Myers. Myers spins, fakes, puts it off the glass, scores. Jared Myers has two. 49-33.
Jared gets his fourth point of the evening.
All right. Here's Robinson for Elkhart Central. Walks it slowly up across the timeline with 3:20 now. And he gives it off right side. Stuart Mays drives the right baseline. He's double teamed down there. Heavy contact and a Columbia City foul. We'll see who the guilty party is here.
I'm going to call that one on Ian Hewer. So Hewer and both Myers were down there, but Hewer gets the foul, and that's going to be his second one, and the 16th foul for Columbia City.
And here comes Justin Van Dyke, the 6'6" senior, back in for Dewey. So they just keep reloading off the bench, Tim.
Oh, no kid.
All right, Robinson sends it in. There's big Van Dyke down there. Now he kicks it out to Mays. Mays, he's double teamed by Schmidt, and Hewer gets it off to Pompey, top of the key. And he gives it off to Robinson left side. Robinson will run the floor for the Blue Blazers. And he goes right around Shively, spins into the middle, kicks it off Mays. Mays tries the right baseline, fadeaway jumper, gets the roll. Wow, 51-33. And here's Shively in the backcourt as we're down to 2:50 for the fourth quarter. Shively works it across the timeline, uses a Myers screen, goes right, and in the corner down there, John Pettigrew right side. He comes back up top, Trevor Shively. Shively will run left of the key now. And he stopped, interior pass for Myers. Myers spins in the lane, puts it up, scores. Nice turnaround by Jared Myers. Now here's Mays. Mays. Oh, and he loses the handle in the backcourt, jump ball. As Schmidt got in there to tie it up. Possession goes to Columbia City, I think. Yes, it will. So 2:29 on the clock.
Elkhart Central has done a great job of defending Trevor Shively this second half.
Yeah, they figured out who he was after he lit him up in the first half.
For 15 points in the first half, and let me see, I've got Trevor for 4 this half. So,
30-second timeout.
All right, we'd also like to thank McGregor Furniture in downtown Columbia City. McGregor Furniture features 2 full floors of living room, bedroom, and dining room furniture. That's McGregor Furniture in Columbia City for all of your shopping needs for furniture. Star Financial Bank, a full-service bank with branches in Columbia City, South Whitley, Churubusco, and Fort Wayne, including the Frontage Road branch in Columbia City. Star Financial Bank, 248-6000, Thompson's Whitley County Motors, located 300 East and US 30, Columbia City. Your full-service General Motors dealer offering new and used car and truck sales, leasing, and financing. Thompson's also offers mechanical and body repair. Andy, I'm just going to give it up and give it to you.
All right, here we go. Tim Schmidt across the timeline, left side now. Trevor Shively fakes the 3, tries the left baseline, gets open, runner on the way, basket counts and a foul. As he got the little 10-footer to go in. So maybe there's a little life left in us yet. Maybe we can scratch and claw and get back in this.
That's going to be on Pompey, I believe. That's his 4th, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yep,
you are correct, Mr. Moriarty. So the basket good for Shively, 51-37 now. He will try to convert a 3-point play. Trevor fires, scores. 51-38 now. 2:21 on the clock. Full court pressure put on by Columbia City. Pompey gets it in to Gothrop. Nice lead pass ahead to Robinson on a breakaway, but he travels.
Yeah, he tried to get it to Gothrop, or not Gothrop, but Van Dyke too quick, and Van Dyke just couldn't keep the handle.
Well, they were flying down there, too. So Columbia City with a chance to cut into the lead here. Schmidt across the timeline. We're down to 2:12 for the quarter. Schmidt moves it right side of the arc, gives it a nice pass left side. Pettigrew fakes, but travels. John was so wide open, and he tried that extra pump fake.
Yeah, I'm not sure he even had to put the ball down on the floor.
Yeah, probably trying to draw a foul. So Pompey, long lead pass, headed good for Robinson. Breakaway, layup, no, but a foul on Schmidt. As Schmidt got back, and as Schmidt has got plenty of fouls, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's going to be his 4th foul on Tim Schmidt. With 2:04 left to go in the game.
Well, 51-38, 51-38. Sorry for the snafu there at the cough button. Now it's Robinson to the free throw line for Elkhart Central. He fires, scores. 52-38. Elkhart Central in charge of this one. They've blown it open here in the second half.
9 points for Robinson so far.
And short on the second one. Nice rebound by Myers. Gets it out to Shively. We're going to run it up the floor left side. Shively's bumped all the way down there. No contact, no call. Elkhart Central out, 2-on-1. Oh, Schmidt to beat. Pompey scores on the layup, 54-38. Boy, this team is smooth and air quick. Schmidt back across the timeline, left side, Trevor Shively with it. He fakes, puts it up on the left baseline, scores from about a 15-footer out there on the left baseline, 54-40. Down to 1:35. Now Pompey has it. He gets it across the timeline. Long lead pass good for Gothrop. Wild running shot hits the bottom of the basket. And who's got it back there? Now it's Myers across the timeline, stolen. Here comes Pompey, 3-on-1. Gothrop layup scores. 156-40 now. Schmidt into Hewer. And Schmidt again with it across the timeline. Schmidt left side, and he stopped there. Now gives it off right side, Ian Hewer to John Pettigrew. He's on the out of bounds line. Turnover Columbia City, and I think we're going to see the seniors depart here as John Pettigrew and Tim Schmidt will leave this one. Their final round of applause here from the home crowd as the two seniors will exit the ball game. I believe, which Moore is that? Scheckler's in. Is that Scott Moore? I can't tell. I think that's Scott Moore, is it not?
That is Marcus.
That's Marcus. Okay, I stand corrected. Mays out top, left side, straight up a minute. Elkhart Central. Mays will work it right side, and now gets it off. Over there is LaRon Johnson. Johnson moves into the middle, running layup on the way. Good! Give two to LaRon Johnson now. It's 58-40. And now what? Timeout?
Timeout, Columbia City.
Timeout Eagles.
Asking for the timeout.
With 45.1 on the clock at 58-40. Elkhart Central well in charge of this one.
Contact Smith & Sons Funeral Home for all of your funeral arrangements for 24-hour funeral news. Call 244-6877 for any other questions. You can call Smith & Sons at 244-7601 or stop by at 207 North Main Street in Columbia City. Columbia City's Pizza King. Relax with friends and family in their sports-themed dining room after the game or order out from their menu during the week. That's Columbia City's Pizza King, where they're more than just pizza at 244-6182. Myers, Tyson, Hockenmeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law, providing legal services to individuals and businesses of Whitley County from their offices in downtown Columbia City. That's Myers, Tyson, Hockenmeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law. Also, we'd like to thank H&R Block Tax and Financial Services in Columbia Plaza next to the license branch. H&R Block has been serving Columbia City for over 30 years. H&R Block has experienced tax preparers. See what happens when I don't do it for a while, Andy? You can call them at 244-5040. That's H&R Block.
All right, Boylan back across the timeline for Columbia City, off to Marcus Moore. Now interior pass good to Scheckler, kicks it out. Gardner fakes the three, doesn't take it left side. Now Gardner puts it up at short. Rebound out of there, fought for, and it's going to come into the hands of Marcus Moore. Gives it off to Jared Myers. Turn around in the lane, no good. Rebound out of there to Macon. Macon of Elkhart Central gives it off to LaRon Johnson. Check that. Left side with it is Van Dyke, and he gives it up to Macon. They'll dribble out the clock with just 13 seconds. Now LaRon Johnson out top. He's guarded by Myers, and LaRon Johnson moves it right, now left, and a foul on Myers with 5.5 seconds.
Trying to figure out why Jared was out at the top of the key.
Good question.
That's going to be on Myers, and first one on Jared. And I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Nope, I think it's rather academic at this point. And LaRon Johnson, I get that straight here. He scores the free throw, 59-40, Elkhart Central. So LaRon Johnson will have another one. He fires, scores. The lead is 20. Wes Gardner to trigger it in for Columbia City one last time at home this year. Off to Marcus Moore. Wide right, Doug Scheckler for three. Short at the buzzer. That will do it. And this ball game has come to a close. And it is 60-40 in favor of the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers here this evening in the home finale at Donald S. Weeks Gymnasium. Senior night for Tim Schmidt and John Pettigrew. I'm sure not the way they wanted to go out, but they will close out their home careers. And we move on, we pack it up and head on the road now, Tim. So Busco and Blackford, and then the sectional.
We are going to head out there. I'm going to head up and see if Liz Penrod has got some stats for
All
me.
Right. Well, we'll go ahead and give you the underwriters that brought you this one here this evening on WJHS 91.5 FM, Columbia City, Indiana. McGregor Furniture in downtown Columbia City. McGregor Furniture features 2 full floors of living room, bedroom, and dining room furniture. That's McGregor Furniture in Columbia City for all of your shopping needs. Star Financial Bank, a full-service bank with branches in Columbia City, South Whitley, Churubusco, and Fort Wayne, including the Frontage Road branch in Columbia City. That's the Star Financial Bank at 248-6000. Thompson's Whitley County Motors, located at 300 East US 30 in Columbia City, your full-service General Motors dealer offering new and used car, truck sales, leasing, and financing. Thompson's also offers mechanical and body repair along with parts and accessories, all since 1919 as Thompson's General Motors. Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, McNagny, attorneys at law, providing legal services to individuals and businesses of Whitley County from their offices in downtown Columbia City. That's Myers, Tyson, Hockemeyer, and McNagny, attorneys at law. Contact Smith & Sons Funeral Home for all your funeral arrangements. For 24-hour funeral news, call 244-6877. For any other questions, call Smith & Sons at 244-7601 or stop by at 207 North Main Street in Columbia City. That's Smith & Sons. Columbia City's Pizza King. Relax with friends and family in their sports-themed dining room after the game or order out from their menu during the week. That's Columbia City's Pizza King, where they're more than just pizza, at 244-6182. And tonight's last underwriter, H&R Block, Tax and Financial Services in Columbia Plaza, next to the license branch. H&R Block has been serving Columbia City for over 30 years. H&R Block has experienced tax preparers ready to serve your needs. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturdays from 9 to 5. Walk-ins are welcome, or call 244-5040 for an appointment. That's H&R Block for your tax and financial needs. So those are your underwriters. They brought you this one here tonight. It was 60-40 in favor of the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers here this evening. And looks like Tim's got some statistics from Miss Penrod.
I do indeed. So let's go with that for the visiting Elkhart Blue Blazers tonight. Number 11, Brad Pompey, was 2 for 7 from the field, 0 for 2 of those three-point range, and had 2 rebounds and 4 points for Brad Pompey. Number 25, Jeremy Robinson, 5 for 9 from the field, 0 for 1 from the three-point range, 1 for 2 from the line, and 3 rebounds with 11 points. Reed Gothrup, 4 for 9 from the field, and 4 for 6 from the free throw line. Had 3 rebounds and scores 12 points on the evening. Also, Justin Van Dyke, the big one for the Elkhart Blue Blazers, was 4 for 6 from the field and 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Had 12 rebounds and 9 points for Van Dyke. And Cameron Macon, number 55, was 3 for 4 from the field, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, and had 6 rebounds and scored 9 points for Macon. Also, Lerone Johnson was 2 for 2 from the field, 1 for 1 from the three-point range, 2 for 2 from the line, 1 rebound, and scores 7 points for Johnson. Stuart Mays, 2 for 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds for Mays, and he comes in with 6 points for the evening. And Steve Dooley also, I know these are not correct, but I have, Elizabeth has got Dooley with 1 rebound and 1 for 2 from the field for the second half. I've got Dooley with 11 points for the Elkhart Blue Blazers. For Columbia City, Bob Dye, 0 for 4 from the field. And Bob does not score tonight. That is quite unusual for Bob and the Columbia City Eagles. That's a big hurt right there. Trevor Shively, 9 for 18 from the field, 4 for 9 from the three-point range, 2 for 3 from the line, had 8 rebounds. Trevor leads Columbia City in rebounds tonight and has 24 points for Trevor Shively, so well over his average of 16. Tim Schmidt on senior night, 0 for 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, and Tim has 2 rebounds and 2 points. Ian Ewer does not score tonight, and John Pettigrew, 4 for 11 from the field, 0 for 1 from the three-point range. And John has 1 rebound and scores 8 points tonight. Ryan Boylan, I said Ryan Boylan, let me correct myself there. 0 for 1 from the field and does not score tonight. Jared Myers, 3 for 4 from the field, and Jared ends up with 1 rebound and 6 points tonight. So that does it for scoring for Columbia City. Also seeing action tonight, Wes Gardner was 0 for 1 from the field, and Doug Scheckler was 0 for 3 from the field, and one of those being a three-pointer. So percentages for Columbia City from the field, 35.6% from the field. So does not work out well for Columbia City, and from the field for Elkhart Central, 54.8%. So that tells a lot of the story right there, really, Andy. So that does it. 60
big
to
numbers.
40. Yeah.
Big numbers there for Elkhart Central. You realize a piece of paper. Is that what you need? No, you want a real piece of paper?
Okay.
As we're being...
Well, we're kind of trying to do a broadcast here. Okay.
Okay, as we...
hey, there's a request we've never had before, Andy.
A piece of paper from an
while we're doing
Elkhart
a
Central
broadcast.
player. Maybe he has to sign an autograph. As he heads
maybe
for the
that's it.
bleachers. This guy doesn't head for the showers. He heads for the fans. Look at him. He
Hey.
must be signing an autograph.
There you go. There you go.
As at any rate, we wait on Coach Benedict here. I would assume he would be along here, as he usually does. So obviously a tough way to go out on senior night for the two seniors. And Elkhart Central just a real solid opponent, Tim. And I just figured they outscored us 36-16 in the second half, so they just kind of tore us apart.
Without a doubt, they are a great team as far as moving the ball around and their quickness. I mean, everybody on that team moves around real quick. And so, you know, boy, you'd like to make her a little bit closer when you get to sectional time, but this is their fifth straight win.
Yep.
And they certainly look like they will be a contender when the state tournament rolls around.
Yeah, and they'll be in that sectional up there with Elkhart Memorial and Warsaw and Penn, and I'm not sure of the other two opponents there, but so Warsaw and them, that'd be interesting.
That would be an interesting game.
Not one of the stronger Warsaw teams we've seen, but still very formidable, and that'd be quite a matchup. And speaking of sectional, once again we head to New Haven for sectional this year. New Haven, Elmhurst, Dwenger, Wayne, and Elmhurst. The sectional field over there, also Concordia. I think I failed to mention that. So the draw comes out Monday evening at around 5 o'clock. It is available on the internet at www.ihsaa.org. So, what do we have here?
It's a Monday night?
It is Monday night, the 26th.
Okay.
And the draw will be conducted at the TV studio in Indianapolis. It will not be available up here on TV as far as I know, but we'll look forward to that. And then, of course, the two road games to finish it up for the Eagles next week. Cherubusco Tuesday night, the makeup game from December 19th, and also a Blackford next Friday night. That'll be an interesting trip as we make the long haul to Hartford City, Indiana for that one. So we'll see where we go from there as we finish it up on the road with two ball games. And we see Coach Benedict has arrived here, and we'll talk to him momentarily. Coach Chris Benedict joins us here tonight, and Coach, obviously a tough loss. Get off to a little bit of a sluggish start, close the gap at half, and they kind of take it to us in the second half and execute real well, and put together a nice half of basketball, and kind of gave us some problems there.
Yeah, you just, again, they're a quality basketball team. There's a reason why they're on the schedule, and my disappointment comes from our level of competitiveness and our willingness to be tough in tough situations. And the telling tale is 33-14 on the backboards. Just flat out annihilated us on the board. Trevor Shively's our leading rebounder with 8. And he's 5'7". And that just bothers me. I don't mind losing. We've lost our number of games this year, and but I felt like our kids have competed, and I felt like our kids have played hard and played tough and stayed within themselves. And tonight, they frustrated us to a sense to where we were very uncharacteristic on the offensive end, and defensively we just kind of basically rolled over, and they did whatever they wanted to on the offensive end to us. And that's disappointing, because I thought we were playing at a level that was pretty decent. I thought we were moving in the right direction. But again, maybe this is a wake-up call. Maybe this is something that, we've got some guys that are a little disappointed back there right now, as they should be. But, what's coming on here in the next week and a half, 2 weeks is what you're gearing for all year long. And maybe it takes something like this to kind of get you to realize, how final it can be. And I think we have two seniors that have really put in a lot of time and a lot of effort into our program, and the finality of them, this is their last game on this floor, is kind of sinking in. And I think it's kind of sinking in with our other guys that, hey, we got about a week and a half of our season left if we don't get this regrouped and we don't get after here, and play a little tougher and a little more intense. And you know, that's the bothersome thing. You know, losing the games. You know, we've lost our share of games this year, and I think that tonight we just refuse to compete, and that's very bothersome at this point in time of the year.
Yeah, and obviously a tough night all the way around. One bright spot, Trevor Shively again goes for a big night, and leading rebounder and that, not what you expect out of him, but
well, I think that, you know, Trevor,
big night.
Yeah, he had a nice night. I think he moved well. Once we settled down after the first 2 or 3 possessions, I thought we shot it awfully quick. I thought we were, you know, not doing things that we're capable of doing. We called a little timeout, tried to regroup him a little bit. We got 2 reversals. He had a wide, you know, they got a nice screen for him. He had a wide open 3, and you know, once we settle down and move the basketball and play the way that we're capable of playing, with handling the ball and screening and getting people open, you know, good things happen to us. And you know, Trevor played within himself, I thought, in the first half, and got some good looks. I know of one particular time Schmidt had a penetration that probably could have shot it and kicked it out because he knew Trevor had the hot hand and got it to him. And those things are just, you know, you like to see those kinds of things. It was just very disappointing that in the second half we weren't able to really kind of get any momentum going on either end of the floor. And you know, Elkhart had a lot to do with that. Don't get me wrong, and they're a very talented team, but I just feel like that we struggled to compete, and you know, it shows severely in the rebounding totals. And you know, if you want to win and you want to win championships, you got to defend and you got to rebound. And right now, you know, we're struggling to do those 2 things, and we're going to have to get those things addressed quickly, fixed quickly, and come with a little more sense of purpose and a little more sense of urgency on getting those things addressed and getting them you know, back in a positive situation for us. But you know, Trevor had a nice night offensively, but you know, I was really pleased with the way, you know, our seniors handled themselves and battled. You know, they've put a lot of time and a lot of effort into our program, and they've just they've been super all year long, and it's going to be a testament to them to see, you know, what kind of fortitude they have, what kind of character they have to stay with us here in the last week and battle through those next 2 road games, and then look at your tournament situation and see where you're going. But you know, if I know the kids that are back in there right now, I'm sure they're thinking in the right frame of mind, and they'll get ready to get back at it again tomorrow at noon, and you know, we'll address some issues and hopefully get a little bit better tomorrow and get ready to play our last 2 games.
You got a quick turnaround, as you mentioned, Tuesday night, the makeup game at Cherubusco, right. So you don't have much time to prepare. What are you expecting to look for in the game against Cherubusco and Coach Pearlich? Well,
you know, they're a new situation with a new coach, and he's trying to get some new ideas in there, and they lost a lot of people to graduation last year, and you know, at this time of the year, I'm sure that they're looking for their new, you know, the second season, the tournament season. They're kind of trying to get some confidence and trying to get some momentum, head up into that. You know, they're going to play us extremely tough. It's a county rival, and you know, a lot of times you can just, you know, throw out the records, throw out whoever's supposed to win, but you got to compete for 32 minutes and get it done. And you know, I know our kids are going to go up there and compete. They'll go out and they're going to get after it, and you're going to see a little better defensive effort. You're going to see a little more intensity, and you're going to see guys that's playing with a little sense of urgency and a little sense of pride in terms of on the defensive end and on the backboard. So we'll get that taken care of this weekend and get ready to go on Tuesday.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach. We'll talk to you Tuesday night.
Thank you.
All right. Those are the comments of Coach Chris Benedict here after a tough loss, easily to say, 60-40 here at home to the Elkhart Central Blue Blazers, and they were definitely the better team here this evening, Tim.
Yes, they were.
Okay, well, you going to take the underwriters again? Or
real quickly, before we sign off, let's thank McGregor Furniture, Star Financial Bank, Thompson Whitley County Motors, Myers Tyson Hockmeyer McNagny, Smith & Sons Funeral Home, Columbia City Pizza King, and H&R Block for underwriting tonight's game. Andy, wrap it up for us.
All right, thanks for being along, Tim, to fill in for Jerry tonight.
Hey, thank you for let me tag along. So.
All right. All right, don't forget Cherubusco Tuesday evening. We'll be on the scene with that one, varsity only at about 7:40. So if you don't make the short hop up there, WJHS will be on the scene for that one. And we want to thank all of you for listening again tonight. We've thanked